Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to my small session about Copilot. And yes, definitely Copilot, but which one? And what are the maybe already known limitations, maybe not? This is the upcoming 20 to 30 minutes, just talking about the different aspects of Copilot. And before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael Plettner. I'm an MVP for Microsoft 365 apps and services. And I'm working with Copilot quite a while on a daily basis in my company, but also on customer side. So I'm working with Copilot from different angles. And on the other side, I always tell the people there's not just a single Copilot, there are multiple Copilots. And it takes many people to a huge confusion because everything is just marketing from Microsoft telling Copilot and Copilot everywhere. It's the same Copilot. At least we think it is. There are some exclusions like the specific Copilot for security. And this is a good example for the name changes and the name differences where Microsoft is heading to. So for example, in this small session, I will talk about the Copilot for Microsoft 365. That means I'm talking about the M365 Copilot. On the other hand, I will show you the maybe already known Copilot in Edge, formerly known as Chat Enterprise with Bing or Copilot with Bing. There's a lot of confusion right now. I think the official name is Copilot with Bing. And you hear, I struggle, right? This. So I go for Copilot with Bing or Copilot in Edge. And this is exactly the point where I will start and show you something. I haven't prepared any slides. I will show you in a live demo the next 20 minutes what I'm talking about and where you can benefit from. So let's just jump into my demo about Copilot in Edge. Here you see a virtual machine on my device, and you see a default browser, and this default browser is prepared with a new icon on the right upper side. If you click this icon, you get usually a small area where you got some additional options. It's not only Copilot, it's also some tools, shopping. You can customize it if your company allows it. Anyhow, this Copilot icon is brand new. This Copilot icon is actually not brand new. It's 6 months old, but it's there. It's in every profile. The reason for that is there are different Copilots at this point as already. So let me put it over here to show you just a little bit more. The first of all is I'm talking about this Copilot with Bing or Copilot in Edge, why I'm using a Copilot on my company device. This Copilot is available on your personal device, on your personal account as well, but there's a huge difference. In the personal Copilot with Bing, you train the model, you give the information of how good the example, your tasks with Copilot has been, how good was the result, and you share what you're currently doing. That's a trade-off for your personal usage for free within your signed-in browser. We don't want this in a company scenario. Usually in an enterprise, you want to protect some data to avoid some IP leaks. So if you use some internal data, you don't want to put it into a search engine, into a translation engine, in something like Copilot or other AI technologies, which use the data to train the models and improve the models, which is really important. But in this case, we don't want to lose any intellectual properties by just sharing some code, some internal stuff. And therefore, there's the option to use Copilot with Bing in your work profile, where you get this protected icon on the very upper side in your browser. And this option just gives us the information, okay, everything I do will send to Copilot, but anonymized. So there are some restrictions. The information to generate the response will not be used to train the information for other users or other companies. This protected mode is coming from a specific license, not a Copilot license. It's the Microsoft 365 license, like E5 or E3. You can go for that and just get a protected mode to work with Copilot in your browser. The next part I would like to highlight are not the fancy pictures on top of it. There are some conversation styles. And those different conversation styles have a huge impact on your answer, on the answers you will get. That means this Copilot can use some different aspects to get your answer. I'm currently using, and I will for the demo as well, GPT-4 at the precise mode. That means it will take longer and use a modern way, modern language behind that, large language model, behind that. And it will use the internet to verify some data as well. When I click and go to the creative, we see a color switch, but that's not a huge impact. It will use GPT-4 or GPT-4 Turbo, but in this case, it will use mainly the model itself instead of getting more information from a verified source, like an external website, and answer it. And there's a higher chance to get the wrong answer just about that. The next one is the fast balanced. This is fast and balanced, so it uses both, but it's faster. For my demo, I will use that one here. And what are the benefits of this browser? Usually you would think it's just a small Copilot. It does not do anything. It's not good for a huge work. But it can give you a specific scenario where you maybe enable Copilot for your users already. They can learn prompting in the browser and get some good results as well. So that means when you start typing, for example, a message, a prompt to ask Copilot to write an email about a specific topic, like in my case, I would like to have an email to one of my customers talking about Copilot, the M365 Copilot. Write me an email about Microsoft 365 Copilot. Customer named Ben. To get a meeting with. So that means I just ask and prompt Copilot to write me an email. And it's starting right away. It's not as bad as you may expect because it's in the browser. It's a full Copilot experience. So you get the direct integration in your browser to give you some information to help you to start with something. In this case, with an email. Okay. Perfect. I got a suggestion. I can go for that. I'm perfect. Good. As you may are aware of, but just to make it clear, in this case, we are in a Copilot session. That means we are in a kind of conversation. Whenever I would like to continue and adjust something, I just can add this here. Make that more fun. So I can start with with just typing an additional description request. I just add more details to my prompt, and now I get a funnier. Let's double check this later. But I get another answer, and that's just in the same conversations. So conversation. I can also add more details about the length, the tone, any details I may want to highlight in this case. So this is a huge help to start. First of all, to start with Copilot, learn prompting, and get good results. Let's start with a new one. Yeah. This time, I would like to give me some details about the best companies in tech in 2024. I would like to have a kind of web search, but also some details about different companies. Okay, it's picking up different sources. I don't want to talk about these companies by detail, but what we get, there are some highlights, some links, some referrals to external websites. And I can double check those sites. All right, already during these, during the writing, so I can double check the website. Is there something special? Okay, interesting. Maybe an interesting website. I can go for that or check the other website. What I really like is you get some links to verify what are the sources of this explanation. The next one is create a table of the top 5 companies companies in 2024. Now I get a table. It's not only about writing an email, it's also about creating something like a table, pulling information together from an external source, giving some details. Okay, the first one was not clarified above. So, yeah. Okay, and that's telling me why it's not named here and there are no details available. I can follow up, as I said, as in a conversation. I can continue and improve, get more details, and get out my, for example, tables and put it into an Excel file. Just from the browser. It's a huge, huge step forward. The next one is there are not only the chat options. Oh, before I jump into this one, let me show you some more magic here. Are you aware of OpenAI's DALL-E? That's integrated in Copilot in many places. I would like to highlight this in a browser as well. For example, create a picture of a modern office with a lot of intricate office and a ear monitor in the background. Let's go for that. Due to the collaboration between OpenAI and Microsoft, we get the integration of DALL-E 3 in this case, may improve over the next months when we have a newer version of DALL-E. And we get a new picture that you haven't seen anywhere before because it was created from DALL-E. In this case, Microsoft Designer with DALL-E in the background, to be precisely. And you can choose, you can download, you can work with the files as you like. That's another huge step from my side, from my point of view, because you have still just a browser and you get some impressive results. The other point I would like to highlight is you cannot just chat with a Copilot as you usually do with an AI technology and a chatbot. You can use Compose, and this Compose is, no, I'm sorry, it's in German. I will explain this, but maybe you can figure it out on yourself as well. I can create something by writing a prompt like create an email to about Microsoft 365. Right, we put it this way. Write to Ben Smith about Microsoft 365 Copilot. I would like to have a professional to the tone setting here. I would like to have an email, and it should be a long email. And what's happening now is I'm getting an email like before. It's not the same because it's AI generated, but it's an email. And there are some differences here. As I said, in the chat area, you are talking to a Copilot, and Copilot is providing you within a conversation the details about what your requests are. In Compose, you just can adjust something like I would like to have another tone. Let's go for informative. But I would like to have it in a LinkedIn post. The same request. And I just change everything from a perspective. From a aspect, you write it instead of in a conversation and adjust it with every typing. You can select different options here. And you can also add more tones, for example, to adjust the tone as you would like to have it. Maybe I haven't tried that as a pirate. Go for that. Okay, now I get it from a perspective of a pirate, like talking about a treasure. So you can customize it. You can add more, and you can use some easy settings to adjust if you may want to have it in a specific way. That's the power of Compose. All right. Now I'm talking, I don't know, 20 minutes already about Copilot in Edge. Whoa. What about the other one? The Microsoft 365 Copilot, the Copilot you buy from a specific license. You talk, what about this one? Yeah, that one has a huge difference to Copilot with Bing, because Copilot with Bing is using the internet, but not your internal data. Yes, I was talking about it's protected. Yes, but it's not using your company data. So if you like to highlight something from a specific document, you will never get this into this integration in the sidecar of your browser. Therefore, you need a specific license. As I said before, that's a Microsoft 365 Copilot license. And this Copilot license gives you the option to interact with your internal data. For example, let me go to ask for a specific person in my company. I go for this one because I know I have another meeting in a couple of minutes to get more details. I would like to have a detail about the next coming meetings. And here you see it's mentioned already and referenced. So if I click here, I can go to, you see it on the very bottom side, I can go to Teams and I get a direct access to the meeting. That can help me to prepare. That's the biggest advantage of Microsoft 365 Copilot. And unfortunately, the general understanding is when I use Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot, I always get the Microsoft 365 Copilot in every product of the Microsoft 365 suite. And that's wrong. Unfortunately, that's wrong. So what you get is the Copilot for Microsoft 365. That's a specific Copilot working together with your data online in OneDrive, SharePoint, in your emails, in your chat history, like Teams, and extends right now to get more details from different aspects within these products. Basically, what you get is all the information on your online storage together in a specific Copilot experience where you can ask some questions, interact with data you already have. But on the other side, you cannot start with some, with the expectation to get everything together, for example, in the other products. In my case, let me show this here. I go for this Copilot, and let me double check. I have to adjust something off screen. The only thing I changed is save the document right before that one. That's not important for Word, to be honest, but you can use it when it's on your SharePoint, on your OneDrive, for other services as well. So I would like to start with a highlight of using Copilot in Word. There are some limitations, and I always recommend to go to the limitation documentation of Microsoft. There are some great websites on the Learn section for the different aspects or the different products you can use. In this case, for example, the Copilot is not able to work as a search engine. But I would like to use the Copilot to write me something about write an track about Microsoft 365 Copilot versus Copilot for GitHub. So what I get is a document. I get a no write a document. Abstract is maybe too short in this case. Let's show. Let's see if it's going into what I'm looking for. Yes, it's getting more details, pulling multiple sources together, giving me some information, creating a document about those different products, and as I said, it's creating a document. But on the right side, on the sidecar of your product, in this case Word, you can see it's more about it's more about handling and working with a specific task within your product. In my case, because it's a Word document, it makes sense to ask for a summary or ask specific questions within the document. But it doesn't make sense to create an email in this document, in this sidecar here. So, okay, it's still creating. So I can analyze and interact with the content, giving me some more details, especially for longer documents. It makes sense to use it like this. Once again, there are some limitations, like just 20,000 words and just a couple of different sites. Those limits are pushed all the time. So I really recommend to go to the Learn articles and check about the actual limitations. All right. That's a good one, but let's stop this here and keep the rest. So I saved this on a doc1. It's just for demo, sake of demo. I can get some details here. The next part is I can go to, for example, for example, PowerPoint and go to add a new PowerPoint by using the document. Once again, let me go for this one. Copy link. I can go for that one and ask Copilot to create a PowerPoint. There are some limitations because it's not working as a search engine. I can create a presentation by searching for a specific topic or adding some documents. That's the point I would like to do here. And because it's related to the document, it creates the content out of the document, but it's not using the corporate identity stuff like templates or fonts or something like that. It's just going through the document and creating on a blank PowerPoint a new PowerPoint. There's a workaround to get at least something related to your templates, like opening an existing PowerPoint with the existing files. Here you go. We get a beautiful PowerPoint presentation with some pictures, details coming out of the document. But as I said, it's not related to any templates or something like that. If you do the same in an existing PowerPoint, it gets the templates. It uses the templates. And I go for that one. Go for it. And gives me, beside the template, also some suggestions. Yes, please create a new presentation. And all right. Let's jump and dive into Excel in the meantime. I do have a really, really easy website table here. This table gives us some details, and Copilot can work with those information. But the first of all is, here we go. We do have a presentation within the style of my company. That's a good one. Within Excel, there are some limitations, like you have to store the files on an online storage like SharePoint or OneDrive. So keep that in your mind before you start with working with Excel. But after that, you can go to the Copilot and use Copilot to maybe work with your Excel details. Like in my case, I would like to analyze the amount of whatever it is. And I would like to have a pivot overview. So I get a new sheet with some details about the amount of whatever it is. This is an easy example of showing some capabilities in Excel. There are quite a lot of using it in Excel, but it's usually more for people who don't use Excel as often as a daily integration. And the last part is talking about Outlook. Not the last part. The last part is Teams, because Teams is huge. Anyhow, in this case, is Outlook. And in Outlook, I can start by summarizing an email. This is a thread about a new host in a Teams user group I'm responsible for. And I got a summary about a new host, another MVP hosting the user group in Hamburg. And the topics within all the different emails here. And this is correct. The summary is correct. And I can use it just to get a quick overview about this whole thread. The other one is by creating a new email. And there's not an email, but a LinkedIn post. So I can go for that one and go for draft with Copilot. I can create content as I did before. And I think you can imagine that. But now I would like to highlight another one. I would like to highlight that I can use Copilot and use it as a coach for my writing. Now, Copilot's analyzing my email and checking, is there anything related to content, to tone, and to clarity, which I may have to adjust. For example, the tone is maybe not the best one to use it for an email to a business email. There are some suggestions. There's a link to a clarity. There's a information about clarity, talking about, okay, what is Copilot? You can add this. There are some hints to improve your writings. And it's a big one for my personal experience, to avoid any issues like you sound rude, for example. You can use Copilot to help you to improve your writings, your emails. The last one is, close it one. The last one is you can add Copilot, or it's already added if you have the Microsoft 365 Copilot license here. This one is definitely the same as we had in the browser before, just by opening that one here. On the other hand, you have the Copilot for Teams. And that means you have the AI capabilities of the Teams Premium license. That means you can use a summary. You can get a summary of your last sessions. For example, I can open that one. I can go for recap, and I can get a recap of all information. What was the discussion? What was the topics? The chapters automatically created, and there are some really good information about what's going on. And last but not least, I get AI notes. Those AI notes can be used to put it into your to-do list, your planner, and you can continue using those as a follow-up. Within the next weeks, especially during the Copilot months, there will be some improvements, like you don't have to record this anymore. It's also available as a transcript only meetings. So please double check the roadmap and the documentation about limitations right now. That's it from my side. Oh, almost. Of course, you can use the Copilot after a meeting if there's an existing transcript and ask for questions. It's the same. You can do it within the meeting. Creating, for example, some recaps, list items, follow-up questions, something like that. And that helps you to improve your work together. But for now, I would like to stop here. I took much longer as expected. Sorry about that. But I think it was a good explanation of the power of Copilot. And maybe it could help you to understand which Copilot can you help you the most. And maybe also for your rollout strategy, it maybe can help you to decide which Copilot should be used in the first place. Maybe you could start with Copilot with Bing, Copilot in Edge, to start with prompting and improve the experience with AI technology in your company already. That's it. I wish you a great Copilot month and enjoy all the other sessions. See you at the next event. Bye.